The Mirror of Truth. The village of Willowbrook was known for its tranquility. Nestled between lush green hills and a shimmering lake, it was a place where time seemed to stand still. Yet amidst the serenity, a legend whispered through its cobblestone streets. A tale of an enchanted mirror hidden deep in the woods, known as the Mirror of Truth. It was said that anyone who gazed into it would see not just their reflection, but the deepest secrets of their soul. Clara Bennett, an aspiring artist with a restless heart, had grown up listening to the legend. The stories had always fascinated her, filling her imagination with vivid pictures of the mysterious mirror. Now, in her 20s and yearning for inspiration, she decided to seek it out, hoping it would provide clarity not only for her art, but for her life. Clara's journey began on a misty morning. Armed with a sketchbook, a satchel of supplies, and a sturdy pair of boots, she set out toward the forest. The path was overgrown and winding, flanked by towering oaks whose gnarled branches seemed to reach out like skeletal fingers. The deeper she ventured, the denser the forest became. The sunlight barely filtered through the thick canopy, casting dappled shadows on the ground. As she continued, the chirping of birds gave way to an eerie silence, broken only by the crunch of leaves beneath her feet and the occasional rustle of unseen creatures. Hours passed. Clara's legs ached and her resolve wavered. Just as she began to doubt the existence of the mirror, she stumbled upon a clearing. In the center stood an ancient stone arch, draped in ivy and moss. Beyond it lay a small glade, bathed in an otherworldly glow. There, mounted on a pedestal of black marble, was the Mirror of Truth. The mirror was unlike anything Clara had ever seen. Its frame was adorned with intricate carvings of mythical creatures, dragons, griffins, and phoenixes, their eyes set with tiny, glinting gemstones. Its surface shimmered like liquid silver, rippling gently as though it were alive. She approached it cautiously, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. "What will you show me?" she whispered, placing a trembling hand on the mirror's frame. As she gazed into its surface, the world around her seemed to fade away, replaced by a cascade of images and emotions. At first, Clara saw only her reflection. Then the image shifted. She saw herself as a child, running through the fields of Willowbrook, her laughter echoing in the air. She saw her parents, their faces filled with pride as she showed them her first painting. The scene changed again, showing her teenage years, filled with moments of joy and heartbreak. Friends came and went, and fleeting romances flickered like candles in the wind. Then came the present. Clara saw her studio, cluttered with half-finished paintings and blank canvases, symbols of her creative struggles. She saw herself staring at her work, her face a mixture of determination and despair. But the mirror didn't stop there. It delved deeper, revealing fears and desires Clara had buried long ago. She saw herself standing in a grand gallery, her artwork admired by countless strangers. Applause filled her ears, and she felt a fleeting sense of validation. Yet, the image darkened, showing her alone in a dimly lit room, consumed by doubt and loneliness. The weight of expectations pressed down on her, suffocating and relentless. Tears streamed down Clara's face as the mirror continued its revelations. It showed her relationships, the ones she cherished and the ones she had let crumble. Moments of kindness she had forgotten resurfaced, along with mistakes she wished she could undo. Each image was a fragment of her soul, laid bare before her. "Is this who I am?" Clara asked aloud, her voice trembling. The mirror shimmered in response, its surface rippling like water. The spell was broken by a soft rustling sound. Clara turned to see an elderly woman emerging from the shadows of the forest. Her eyes were bright and knowing, and she carried a staff adorned with feathers and stones. She wore a cloak of deep green, its edges embroidered with golden leaves that glinted in the soft light. "You found the Mirror of Truth," the woman said, her voice warm yet tinged with sadness. "Few are brave enough to seek it out." "Who are you?" Clara asked, wiping her tears. "A guardian of sorts," the woman replied, her expression kind yet inscrutable. The mirror shows not only truth but possibility. It reflects the paths you've taken and the ones you've yet to choose. It's overwhelming, Clara admitted. I don't know what to do with what I've seen. The woman smiled gently, her eyes glinting with wisdom. Truth is not meant to burden you but to guide you. The mirror reveals, but the choices are yours to make. What matters is not what you see, but what you do with it. Over the next several hours, Clara and the woman talked. The guardian shared stories of others who had sought the mirror, their triumphs and failures. Some had used its revelations to transform their lives, while others had been consumed by the truths they uncovered. She spoke of the importance of balance, of embracing both light and shadow. As the sun began to set, casting the glade in hues of gold and amber, the woman handed Clara a small charm shaped like a crescent moon. It was warm to the touch, and its surface was etched with delicate patterns that seemed to shift in the fading light. To remind you of what you've seen, the guardian said, and what you're capable of becoming. Clara nodded, her heart heavy yet hopeful. Thank you for everything. The woman watched as Clara stepped back through the stone arch, the forest seeming less foreboding now. Back in Willowbrook, Clara's life began to change. Her art flourished as she poured her newfound understanding into her work. Her paintings captured emotions with a depth she had never achieved before, resonating deeply with those who saw them. She mended strained relationships and forged new ones, embracing both her strengths and vulnerabilities. The legend of the Mirror of Truth lived on, whispered from one generation to the next. But Clara knew it was more than a magical artifact. It was a reminder that self-discovery was an ongoing journey, one that required courage, honesty, and an open heart. And though she never returned to the glade, Clara carried its lessons with her always, finding beauty and truth in the everyday moments that made up her life. Each brushstroke on her canvas became a reflection of her journey, a testament to the power of facing oneself and choosing to grow.